Okay, in this section, we're going to learn how to search for digital images, and we're going to learn about what resolution is. Okay, so let's start with a definition of resolution. A definition of resolution is, in terms of technology, the ability of a television or film image to reproduce fine details. So in other words, what that means is, when you're searching for these images, you want to find images that are higher quality, which means they have more pixels wide by more pixels tall. Okay, here are two images, one at a lower resolution and one at a higher resolution. As new devices are put out, usually the resolution on the screens that we view images on gets higher or better quality. Here's an example of what the iPad 2 screen looks like. You can see these little squares or pixels, and the image is not as sharp as when you compare it to the new iPad 3. You can see that it's a very smooth, flowing image. You cannot see these little bitmap pixels, and it in general just appears higher in quality. Okay, so now we need to start to learn how to search for images. We're going to start by going to the main default Google page. In the top of this page, you'll notice a black row, and you'll have different kinds of Google searches that you can do. The one that we're interested in here is a Google image search. So this is the third selection. Click on images. You'll then notice that the Google logo switches to have the word images below the main logo. All right, now in this case, you have to type in a search referring to the noun of each sentence that you're trying to find an image for. You're going to use your storyboard to guide your searches here. For each picture that you drew in your storyboard, you need to have the main noun and verb highlighted so you understand what that picture is expressing, who, what, and what is going on in each cell of the story. So in my class, I tend to use the term wiener dogging to describe conversations going on during work that are not school appropriate. So I'll type in wiener dog puppies, and we'll do a search on Google Images. All right, now the results that show up are called thumbnails. These are these little pictures that are intended as a preview, but they are not the full-size image. Okay, so this picture of this dachshund puppy is 425 pixels wide by 282 pixels tall. Now, this is referring to the full-size image. Let's click on it and see what we come up with. Here's the full-size image that was 425 wide by 282 tall. We're going to go back. All right. One of the things that we need to make sure is that we're finding a high-resolution image. So we need our images that we search and find and use in our photo story to be larger than 600 by 600, typically. Now, there is some flexibility, but it's just best policy to keep the resolution higher, both width and height, above 600 pixels. One way to find higher resolution images is to go to the filter over here on the left, where it says any size. You can see that it's highlighted in red. Image searches will give me any size resolution right now. But if I click on large, it filters out any small size images, and you'll now notice that the resolution sizes are considerably larger in width and height. 2500, 1920. Okay, let's see what the next one is. 1800 by 1200. Let's go down here and look at this cute little guy. We'll use him, for example. All right, 1500 by 1500 approximately. So you don't save the thumbnail. The thumbnail is a small size image, low in resolution. Don't make that mistake. So you have to click on the link, and it takes you to the page where you can see the full size image. All right, here what you'll do on this image that pops up is using your right mouse button, right mouse click on the picture and go to Save Image As. Give it a name that makes sense if it has some sort of characters or nonsense for a name. Make sure you're saving it into your digital story and images folder so we keep these organized. Then, of course, click Save.